Hello everyone. Today we'll talk about two things which can completely destroy your business and you should stop doing them to save your business. But before that, if you have come here for the first time and still haven't subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe it right away and also press the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. One more important thing, in our Hindi version of this video, the name of Sanjay Chandra has been mentioned as Subhash Chandra at few places due to a typo in script writing. We beg your pardon for this typo. Thank you. If you talk with anybody for doing a business, then he will measure your ability to do a business with how sharp you are, how smart you are, how much you can exaggerate the things, how can you fool the customers, and how clever you are. It's also said that if you are a simple man, then you can't do any business because business is for sharp people. To do a business has become such a thing as if you are going to do some fraud and you should be equipped with all those fraudulent practices for doing it. After all, what is a business? When you do a business, you are selling some product or service in exchange for money. So it's an exchange of things only. Where is any place for lies and frauds in this? Of course, in any business, you should have a little salesmanship. But then there is no place for cunningness and other qualities to fool your customers. Let me ask you a question. Do you like clever, cunning or crafty people? I heard you said no. Do you like people who can fool you and fleece you when you go to buy anything from them? I heard you said no, and that you like honest and genuine people to buy from. Then everybody likes honest and genuine people in business and in general. Only gundas and fraudulent people like people of same qualities, but then neither of you and me are gundas or fraudulent people. Big companies like Godrej, Samsung, DMart, Google, Microsoft, Tata, etc. do not do such cheap things in their business. Then why these small businesses should? Yes, you heard it right. Big businesses don't do such things. That's why they are big businesses and world-class businesses. The day they start doing such frauds, they will not remain big businesses. The small businesses who adopt such tactics to deceive the customers can also not do these things for long because such things can not be hidden from the public. And then once they are exposed, their business is over. This is main reason for closure of thousands of small businesses on daily basis. There is a very interesting story. Once Queen of Ethiopia went to meet King Solomon. She heard paeans of King Solomon's wisdom from all directions. So she thought she should test how intelligent is he really. So she fabricated a fake bouquet of flowers and got it artificially fragranced like the original flowers. Actually, it smelled so sweet that the original flowers looked fake in front of it. She took fake and original bouquets in her left and right hands respectively and reached in Solomon's court and asked him the question which bouquet is fake and which one is original. The king was very genius. He said, to see well the two bouquets, I want to open a window so that in the daylight I can see and differentiate between the two bouquets. The queen agreed and he got opened a window and within a minute he told the queen that the bouquet in her left hand was fake and it was original in her right hand. The queen was surprised by his quick and correct answer. She asked him how he could do it. He told her that when the window was opened, two bees from the outside garden entered the room through the window and went straight to her right hand flowers. So he could know that they were real. The moral of the story is that you can deceive human senses but not smelling power of the bees. Similarly, the cunning people doing business with foul means and tactics can't hide these things for long from their customers, and whenever they are exposed, they lose their business. Mostly we find two types of irregularities or wrongdoings in any business. First is violation of canons of financial propriety by promoters and CEOs without knowledge of shareholders for their personal gains. In simple words, it's misappropriation of funds in a big company where value of the company, turnover or profit of the company is very large, and initially these wrongdoings will not be felt seriously. Let's first discuss this thing before we discuss the second one and see how any big business can be completely decimated due to this thing. Be it a small business shop in a colony or a big limited company, the importance of ethics and moral values will be same in them, because big companies are also run by the people, and if the head of the organization is corrupt, then the whole organization will reflect the same. It doesn't matter what is the business, because today we have a small grocery shop in a colony and a big limited company like D-Mart or Big Bazaar as a grocery store, a small jeweler in a colony and a PC Jewelers or a Tanishq from Titan company, a small builder selling 50 or 100 houses or a 15,000 crore Godrej properties. It's also not that if big businesses do these things, then that will not make a difference. It's not so. It does make a difference if it is done in a big business. What's the reason that businesses do such things? The answer is same: vested interests, instant gratification, and a hunger for big and quick work. Today everyone is after instant success, and he is ready to do whatever it takes to get instant money, success, and fame. Warren Buffett once said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." People want instant gratification and Rome built in a day. Remember, if your success brings some good to the society, then that success is permanent, otherwise not. Similarly, if you do business with ethics and moral values, then it will last, else not. We will take here an example of a listed real estate company like Unitech Limited. This company was founded by an IITian Ramesh Chandra and others in 1976. The company entered in real estate business in 1986. In 2007-8, the market cap of this company was 1,43,000 crore, and the combined net worth of Ramesh Chandra and his two sons Sanjay and Ajay was rupees 30,000 crore, and they were ranked 7th in Business Standard Billionaire Club 2007. In March 2009, they established a joint venture telecom services company Uninor with Norway's Telenor. After 2 years in 2011, its managing director Sanjay Chandra was arrested for his involvement in rupees 1.85 lakh crore 2G spectrum scam, and Uninor's license was cancelled. They had a very unceremonious divorce with Telenor, which was covered widely by the media. In 2016, the company reached such a state that they had to remain without their salaries for several months, and in 2017, Sanjay and Ajay Chandra were arrested for not giving possession of homes booked by buyers even after the stipulated period. Today, Unitech share price is rupees 1.30 paisa a piece only. What a fall from rupees 621 to 1 rupees 30 paisa. Today its MD is in Tihar jail. They are unable to pay rupees 750 crores for their bail as stipulated by Supreme Court. The company was doomed because of their buying 2G spectrum by paying bribes and deceiving the buyers by not giving them their booked homes. Besides this, recently Yes Bank, PMC Bank, IL&FS, HDIL and DHFL companies have also come into limelight for their misappropriation of money by promoters and CEOs. Rana Kapoor, promoter of Yes Bank, has already been arrested by ED for misappropriation of the bank's money. Actually, these were some of the businesses which were reported and came into public notice being listed companies. There are thousands of small companies which close daily for such issues. The reason being that these businesses adopted unethical ways in their business and took their customers granted for a loot for personal gains. Now we come to the second mistake, which looks very small but causes serious repercussions and is seen in most businesses, and it is poor customer service. Somebody has rightly said about customer service. Customer service is arguably the most important thing for your business to get right. Studies show that companies lose 71% of consumers due to poor customer service. 68% of customers leave you because they perceive you are indifferent to them. It's quite a big figure that a business loses its 70% customers due to poor customer service. Whenever I have to find customer service of a business, I just get into their office or shop, and within 10 minutes it's evident that what is their behavior with their customers and what is their customer service. The companies should be very sensitive to this, and they should know it how their people are treating their customers. Many times there are very peculiar experiences in these shops and businesses, like the salesmen are not at all bothered by your entry in the shop, while many times a handsome person approaches you with a polite gesture and a "what can I do for you, sir?" question. Many times salesmen take a look at you from top to bottom as if gauging whether you have sufficient money in your pocket to buy from them. Sometimes salesmen are quite reluctant to show you the items if you don't select from their most favorite ones, which give them good commissions. They will tell you like, this one is the talk of the town. They will feel dejected if you want to see a lot of range and then don't finalize an item. Actually, many times people just go to see the products and not to buy. They think that they will see 3-4 different brands and then finalize one out of those. So they essentially visit 3-4 showrooms before finalizing a product. In such cases, when you leave the shop without buying, you can see anger and frowns in the eyes of salesman, like he's saying, why do you people come in our shop to waste our time if you don't have to buy? This type of behavior and treatment from people in a business show that the people there are not patient. They are in a hurry. They want quick results, instant sales. They can't wait till tomorrow. What happens in such cases? The customer doesn't buy from them in future also. But on other hand, had they said, sir, it doesn't matter whenever you want to buy, you can come and buy. You are always most welcome. Then perhaps you would have gone to them to buy. Actually, in any business, you don't want customers for today or tomorrow. You want them for next 5 to 10 years also. Your salesman represents you. Any misdemeanor on his part will be to your account. Therefore, keep your salesman neat and clean, well dressed, and suave spoken. Many times when you visit roadside restaurants on highways in India, you will find them very well constructed but very dirty, shabby, and uncouth waiters serving there. They seem to have not taken a bath for months, and they serve eatables to you. If their hands get laden with food while serving, they wipe off them with their dirty clothes and keep serving with the same hands as if it's a kitchen cloth. How can anyone eat at such a dirty place? Many times in clinics, I have found doctors sitting in AC rooms and patients waiting outside in a non-AC room fitted with only 1 or 2 fans, searching for a space directly under the fan and wiping off sweat for hours. How pathetic such clinics look! And the intelligence of the doctor not to attend the phone, keep customer care phone numbers out of order, make fake promises, give wrong or exaggerated product detail, to tell the customer a lie that owner is not in the office even when he is there. All these things drain the reputation of your business. One should not fear in calling a spade a spade. When you sell some cheap product which is not of such good quality by dint of its price, then the customer should be told of the same at the time of buying. Let him take the risk for his low priced product. After all, people smoke cigarettes despite of cancer causing warnings on the packet. So in your case also, you broadcast your warning. Let him bear the results. Why you recommend him such products to be of good quality? Always keep similar product of higher quality and tell the customer about the risks of the cheaper product. Even if he buys a cheaper product, then let him shoulder the onus. Why people want to buy from malls? Because they can very well see the product and its details there. Nobody questions and stops them there. You can come out of the mall without buying anything and without inviting any frowns from the shopkeeper. Then there are easy returns and refunds also. Actually, customer care is so detailed a topic that we'll discuss it in our another separate video. For now, we will limit ourselves to discuss the legendary customer care example of a US company known as Nordstrom. Nordstrom Inc.'s customer service is considered legendary, and there are plenty of tales to back that up. During my research of the company, I heard a story about a member of the housekeeping staff at a store in Connecticut in US who discovered a customer's bags along with a receipt and a flight itinerary in the parking lot. Noticing that the customer had likely left directly from the store to catch her flight at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York, he looked up her phone number in the company's system and tried to call her several times as he drove to the airport with her bags. When she didn't answer her phone after he got to the airport, the employee at the airport paged her to let her know he had her bags. Now, if you see this example in detail, then Connecticut is 125 kilometers from JFK Airport in New York, and it's a 1 hour and 47 minutes drive on one side. This shows us the dedication of Nordstrom customer service. One of the most well-known Nordstrom customer service stories, however, is about a man who went into a Nordstrom store in Anchorage, Alaska to return a set of tires. Nordstrom, an upscale retailer that sells mostly apparel, shoes and accessories, doesn't sell tires. The customer bought the tires at the store that occupied the same space prior to Nordstrom moving in. Still, after some discussion, the Nordstrom store manager sent somebody to buy a new tire from a nearby tire shop of that brand and got it fitted in customer's vehicle. Now, this is the ultimate example of customer service we have ever heard of. So you don't sell only today or to this one customer only. You will sell to that customer tomorrow also and even after years. Hence, if you once buy the loyalty of a customer, then it's for years, not for one or two sales. In any business, there are only two things, namely demo and sales, to show the product and sell the product. Nobody will ever pay you for product showing or product demo, and until you show, you can't sell. So this business of showing hundreds of items to a customer always seems time wasting and a drudgery to the salesman. But there is a very interesting mathematics for this work and we will see it in a minute. So make your business a business of showing products or services to a customer and sales will take place itself. The more you show, the more you sell. For example, if you show your product or services to 10 people, then on an average only 3 to 4 people will buy. And if you earn 50 rupees on a single piece you sold, then you made 150 to 200 rupees profit from these 3 to 4 sales. Now if you divide it by 10, then you made 15 to 20 rupees on your each demo on an average. Isn't it profitable? This is known as the law of averages, and whatever you sell, be it credit card, loans, policies, your softwares, your services, your training videos, your coaching videos, programs, whatever, all the sales in the world are governed by this law only. So showing is integral part of selling and you are paid for each demonstration you do in this way just discussed. Make your business a business of honesty, dedication and pleasing people, and sales will itself take place. The legendary salesman Zig Ziglar once said, "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want." So people want to buy good products, so help them to get those and you will get all that you want. That's all for today. If you like this video, then please like, comment, share with others, and if you are here for the first time, then subscribe right now to our channel and also press the bell icon and keep your notifications open for getting the information about new videos. We will see you in our next video. Till then, namaskar. Thank you.